What's up, guys? Kellen from Action Backers here. Hopefully, you're doing well. It's been a minute. Things have been pretty hectic. I bought a house a couple months ago, and it is not move-in ready. So I've been basically gutting the whole thing, spending all my time doing renovations and stuff like that. So um, that's where I've been. That's what I've been up to. And also, it's just the dog days. So baseball's going. We got crushed in May, our biggest losing month ever, but we're rebounding in June, and we had a great April. So moving along nicely in that. Today, I just want to make this quick video and talk about something. I see this all the time, especially from like newer sports bettors. See it in Twitter comments, in my YouTube comments all the time, on different videos and things like that. And it just seems like there's some misinformation out there. And that's people claiming that you have to win 53% of the time to be a profitable sports bettor. And I'm here to tell you that is a huge misconception, and it's not always true. It's true sometimes, but not true nearly as often as people think. And it goes both ways. So I just made this quick video, or this quick calculator. I want to show you sort of how you can start to think about these things. So all I've done here is just essentially made something we can play with on the fly here. So you can see here, if we have our negative, and I'm going to do this in American odds because I know a lot of you, especially if you're newer in the States, sports betting is becoming legalized. You're more familiar with American odds. I use decimal odds usually, but I'm going to try and do this in American odds to make it more accessible for you. So this is sort of the classic what we see, right? If it's a spread of minus 110, this is actually where you do need to win. The break even is 52.4%. So you need to win 53% to be profitable, right? And so all I'm doing here is saying, okay, let's say we win 52.4 out of 100 games. Our total winnings would be 5,240 because our net profit on each win would be $100 when we win. And then our total losses would be $110 loss each time we lose. So that's 5,236 for a net profit of $4, right? So if we change this to 50-50, so now we're going to, when we win 50 out of 100, we're going to profit $5,000, right? 50 times 100 is 5,000, but we're going to lose $5,500, so a net profit of 500, right? So in the case of 110 odds, what people are saying is correct, that you have to win 53% of the time. However, what you can look for instance, if you like to bet spreads, so you often see 110 on spread bets. So whether it's NFL spreads or NBA spreads, and then you'll see it on totals as well. If you can find a minus 105 instead of a minus 110, now your break even drops from almost 53% to 51.2. So you still have to win more than 50% in this scenario, but even if you only win 52, you're still profiting quite a lot. But then the inverse is also true, right? So like if you're with the saying that you have to win 52.4%, and you can see how drastically our win goes up, by the way, too. Just so like if we were at minus 110, this is like $4, right? But if we find 105, that's a huge difference. So we jump from $4 to 242. That's why line shopping is really important. But what I'm getting at is, let's say you're stuck in the mindset that you always have to be 52.4. Well, what if you're betting a bunch of, let's say you're betting baseball and all your odds are minus 125? Well, I hate to break it to you, you're going to be losing. So that mindset is just, it's not correct. It's short-sighted, and it's like people hear it and they say it, and it's like a soundbite they repeat or whatever, but it's just not true. And this is where it gets really cool. So this was all negative odds, right? When you're risking more money to win less money. But if we do with positive odds here, this is where it gets really interesting. And this is why, like, for instance, for hockey, I'll often only have a win percentage of like 48 or 49%, but I'm winning a lot of money and I'm profiting. So here we can see if we do with positive odds, we'll keep it at 52.4%. So if we're finding plus 100, then we're betting 100 to win 100, and our profit's going to be $480. And if we can find odds of like plus 125, then when we win, we're winning 125, but when we lose, we're only losing 100. So in that case, our break even is 44.4%. So even if we win 47% of the time, so we're winning more, or we're losing more than we're winning. If we're betting plus 125 odds, we're still going to be profiting, even though we're only winning 47% of the time, right? Because our break even is 44.4%. And so you can see, when we win, we're winning 5,800, and when we lose, we're only losing 5,300 because we're winning, because it's positive odds, right? So if we're betting 100 to win 125 rather than betting 125 to win 100. So this is where it becomes very powerful. And if you're taking really big dogs, and this is why like finding value is really important. Let's say it's an MLB team who aren't very good. Maybe it was like, and this is a bad example because they didn't actually end up profiting in the end, but like the Orioles a few years ago were just horrendous, right? Let's say you can find the average odds on them at like 225, which is crazy. So basically, you bet 100, you're winning $225. Watch what happens here. Now, your break even is like 30.8%. So they only need to win 31% of the games that you're betting on them with these odds for you to break even. So now, even if you're at 40%, so well below, you're still having a massive, massive profit. Now, obviously, this doesn't happen that often, and it does take some extra. You're incurring some extra risk because you're betting on them, not expecting them to win the game, right? You're just expecting them to lose less often than the current odds suggest they will, right? But even if you get to like 34%, so that's like less than a 4% edge, you're still in good shape here. So this is what I mean when people like they get hung up on this 52.4, and yes, if you're betting a spread at 110, then yeah, absolutely, you have to hit 52.4 to profit. But there's lots of ways that you can profit without doing that. The easiest, if you want to bet a spread, just go find it for minus 105. There's tons of sports books that do it. Or bet different things. You can bet money lines, you can bet totals, lots of things that don't revolve around this exact scenario where your odds are minus 110. So there's lots of value to be had out there. I hope this was helpful. I know it's a shorter video. If you want to learn more about sports betting and how to think like this, the math behind sports betting, even get into building some of your own models and things like that, sign up below actionbackers.com. Use code WELCOME20 and you'll get $20 off your first month. I'll see you inside.